In today's video, we're going to look at 7 ways on how you can use AI professionally for your images in your company. We're going to use the latest Google Gemini model Flash 2.5 Nano Banana for this and see what we can do. Let's start with the first one, which is professional headshots. And this is super important because we all need professional headshots. If it's for our LinkedIn page, maybe it's for our resume, or it's for just the pictures on the website or a presentation, they need to be in line and professional. So for that, I took an image of myself in my living room and I want to use this as a base because everyone can create this to create some professional headshots. So let's jump into Gemini and see how we do it. And here we just want to make sure that we are on the 2.5 Flash model. So at the top here, you can select that 2.5 Flash. And then in the tools here, you can select that banana icon, create images to activate that Nano Banana model. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to drag in my portrait that I've taken. So that's just the picture that I took for my phone. And then I'm going to type in a prompt. Imagine this person as a business professional. And let's say I want to wear a suit. So have him wear a navy blue suit with orange tie. And then as a background, for the background, let's also make that orange. Background can be orange studio background. So we bring in that brand color. That's what we want. Keep the character consistent. I'm just going to mention that and run it. So what I want to do is I want to have a picture of myself. I don't want to just generate a random image. I want it to be a picture of myself that I can use on my LinkedIn or a website or whatever. So for that, I want to have that image generated. So here we can see the result already. How fast does that go? And this looks fantastic, I would say. It's very consistent with the original that I gave. You can see that I've now have a totally different outfit based on that prompt that we used with a navy suit, an orange tie, and also that background is pretty spot on. This could be a high quality image from a photo shoot. So just look at how fast we did it from this image that I took in my living room. And then I just added a prompt, added it in the model, and it gave us this result already. Now, it might not be perfect on the first try, and maybe you want to rerun it a few times for different poses or different angles, but this is insane how fast you can do it. So this is definitely one to keep in mind. Now, besides headshots, we also can use it for different things like changing scenery. And that's going to be our second point, because sometimes we have an image and it's a very nice photo, but we want it to be in a different environment, or we want to create something creative. So for that, I also took this picture in my living room and I want to transform this into something crazy. So let's see what we can do with it. So for that, I'm going to drag in my image into the prompt, the same thing as we did before. Just want to make sure that we select that banana again. And then I'm going to say, imagine this person in a professional YouTube studio. So neon lights in the background and ready to record. So let's just run this and see how it actually works and what we can do with this. So turning this image from a living room, plain living room, in real time into a studio background. So it's now generating the image and I'm not speeding up anything in this video. You can see how fast this goes. So here you have the image and you see me sitting in my dream studio that hopefully one day I can achieve. So this is pretty cool that it goes from this image and turns it into that position. You see some of the positions have changed, so my arm has changed a little bit. I think if we specify it and we want to use the exact model, we can also do that. So also for background changes, I think this was absolutely fantastic. You can go absolutely crazy with it. So you can just imagine any environment that you have and you can just change it in real time and you can play around with it. It's pretty fun. Let's move to number 3, which is going to be marketing and product visuals. And that is important because we sometimes have a product that is a little bit boring and we want to turn it into something nice looking. And also for that, we can use AI in a pretty cool way. So let's say we have this product here, our can, and we want to turn it into something nice and visually catching. So let's jump into Gemini and see what we do. And also here, we just drag in our can, turn on that banana, and I'm just going to say, stack this product in a pyramid campaign like image in a green studio background. So the color of the can contrast nicely. Professionally lit studio lighting. So let's try to run it this way and see what we can do with that simple product and try to turn it into some sort of a pyramid visual that we could use in our brands. Now, of course, you can go crazy. You can really imagine what you need. But let's say for our purpose, we need like a stack of cans instead of just one product. So let's see how it does it. And just look at that result. It took the actual product and turned it into a pyramid. Now just imagine you had to set this up for your actual products. This could take quite some time. And you need a green screen, you need photography, and you want to set it up. So this just happens in a few seconds and at a fraction of the cost. Now I've made an entire detailed step-by-step tutorial about this, how you can take one product and actually turn it into custom visuals that are exactly how you want it. So no random guessing, exactly the result that you want. So you can create these sort of images for your product with product consistency, and that is super important. So if you want to check that one out, I'll link it somewhere in the description below. Moving on to number 4, which is creating mockups. And for that, we want to sort of take it a step further of the product generations that we've done, because we want to take an image that we have generated of our product and sort of see what it looks like in reality, maybe on a billboard somewhere. So we're going to start from this image that we just generated and turn it into a mockup. So also for that, we just drag in our image, turn on the banana, and let's say add this image to a mockup on a billboard in Times Square. It should be large, and add the words fizz to the poster. So normally you want to sort of create or use that standard visual, create some nice branding around it, some words, add some details to the slide, and then add it to a mockup. But we just want to speed it up a little bit, and I just add that word for some branding in the picture. So in a few seconds, let's see how this turns out. And I'm very curious to see if it takes actually Times Square and the billboard. So this is all live generated, no pre-made things here. And just look at that. We can see on live on Times Square, we can see that poster with the fizz drinks, that exact poster that we have used, and the fizz brand. Now, of course, you want to customize this yourself. You don't want to outsource it entirely to AI, but this is pretty neat. Same thing in the poster here. We have that watermark, so that you usually wouldn't have if you generate an image yourself and you edit it. So also for that, the billboards, and maybe you want to put it on a bus stop, doesn't matter. It can give you a very realistic result of what it could actually look like. Moving on to number 5, which is combining images. And here we will look at how we can take a picture that we have and add maybe some other elements to it. Let's try to continue on the pace that we had. So I took this image in my living room as well, and I'm going to try to combine it with that product that we have created. So for that, I'm going to drag in my image here. And then let's also drag in the product. Imagine this person holding a fizz can. Keep the image as close to the original as possible. I'm just going to mention that, see if it takes it into account and doesn't go too crazy in the generations. But I sort of took that position that it's in my hand, that I'm pointing at it. So I'm sort of hoping that it will recognize it. Let's see how it does, because that's what we want to generate. I want to be holding that can and then pointing at it. So here we can see a generation, which isn't too bad. It changed it a little bit, but in fact, I'm actually holding that can. The pointing isn't perfect. So I think with a few more tweaks, I think we could actually get there. I'm not entirely convinced about this one, but I think you get the idea. And if you want to do a few more runs, you can actually try and get that perfect picture that you need. Moving on to number 6, which is going to be thumbnail generation. And even a brand, they need thumbnails. You need high quality thumbnails. So for that, you can start from an image and try to generate the thumbnail, maybe not entirely, but like the base version as you want it. So also for that, I took this picture with my hands, sort of holding something, and we can play around with that. So let's see how we do it. And again, here we just drag it into the screen. And since we're working with that nano banana and everything revolves around that banana, let's say, imagine this person holding a huge banana in his 2 hands. It should be incredibly large. I'm just going to emphasize it, fitting perfectly in his hands. The banana should be bright and glowing. Quality image for a thumbnail. So let's just put it in there and then run it and then see how it does. So it's now generating live, and I'm using that base image and trying to add that banana to it. I'm very curious to see how it comes up with and if we could use this in our thumbnail, for example. It's not bad actually. It has added something, but you see it doesn't really fit. So I think we might need a few more runs on this one and try to play around with the prompt a little bit, try to play around with the positioning, and I think we could get it right. So I'll do that off screen. I'll show you the results of what I've achieved. I'll just try the same prompt, fine tune it a little bit, but this is what you could do to create something large and exciting, maybe eye captivating for your thumbnail that would be very hard to do in reality. So it's not always perfect from the first try, but you can see how it could be used as a tool that would take so much effort to generate it or to create it in real life that you can now actually do it quite fast with AI. Moving on to the last one, which is going to be a rapid concept testing. And this one is particularly important when you develop new products. You don't want to spend too much time designing a product, seeing what it looks like before it comes out and before you're sure. You want to sort of rapid fire some tests and sort of get an idea, get inspiration of what it could look like, and then fine tune from there. So it's a very good way to get like a lot of proposals without spending too much time on it, and then narrowing it down for the selection, and then eventually doing it in a professional way. So it could be like a little bit of a funnel to sort of boil down to what you want. And to show that as an example, I'm going to drag in our cup here, make a variant of this fizz drink with raspberries. So a red purple can, let's say, with raspberries instead of the yellow. The minimal aesthetic, change only the can and background. So let's see how we can run it and maybe create from that first product, try to create a second variation with a different brand or with a different color or different tastes. Now this is a very simple product, so I think it will do quite well. Here you can see it. It used that green. So for that also we can just say like, hey, use like a purple tone for the, so let's try that. Try the text in a light, bright pink. Keep the rest the same. So let's just see if we can update it this way. I'm not sure, because my experience with Gemini is that it's usually like a first try effort and then you have to start it on a new way, I think. And in this case, it does it perfectly. So you can see that we have a very fast generation of that same product or variant of that product that we could use. We start from this lime soft drink and we have that fizz, the raspberry soft drink. So you can see how fast it could actually be used to turn something into a actual working, not working product, but a working design that you can use. So these are the 7 ways of how I use AI and these latest models to really speed up the process and maybe cut a budget on some parts. And of course, it isn't perfect yet, but we've come a long way and it's actually getting quite good. Now, if you want to learn more about how you can use these in detail or how the models compare to each other, make sure to watch the video on screen right now.